Amber. I'm a wedding and boudoir photographer and I live in Central Virginia. And I've been shooting weddings for a really long time. I love working with people so much, and I love that it's like such a special time in people's lives. It's really cool to like see people's emotions, and like knowing that this moment like can't be recreated, I think is what really draws me into this. I kind of fell into photography. It's funny because for me, it is such a visual medium, but honestly why I was drawn to it was because it felt like a way for me to hold on to memories. When I was like 12, my family moved from California to the East Coast, and I remember feeling so sad that I was losing the desert and like all of that. But I had this like thought that if I had a picture of all of those things that I loved, I wouldn't completely lose them. So when I got my first camera, it was because I really wanted to like capture the people and the places and the moments that like mattered. So for me, it's always been much more emotion driven than it is visual. So, and I think that's again why I love weddings, because like it really is, it's about creating beautiful images, but also it's really about capturing emotion. For me, it's really, really inspiring to go to some like different place. I don't know, there's just something about being somewhere that you've never been before that like you can see it with fresh eyes. So that's why going to Morocco this past summer, I loved that so much because it just really gave me a different perspective. I also was just really fascinated by the architecture, and like the people that I met there were so kind. Like there's people that I still talk to that I met there just for a few days. But that was a really big part of it, was like, that's why I like to travel on my own too, because I feel like I can connect more with people. And I feel like if you travel with a group, you kind of are, it's easy to just talk to the people that you're with, but when you're by yourself, it's a lot easier to like get pushed out of your comfort zone and like actually start talking to the people around you. And it was really neat. There was this one family that were so kind. They like, I was working with their son, Mohammed, and like he took me horseback riding in the desert and I was photographing him. And then later in the day, it was a festival. It was like, I think it was El. I'm not sure if I'm remembering that right, but it's when they like slaughter the sheep. And so like I was walking through the village and they like had me come in and like have tea with them, and they were just so wonderful and welcoming. And like when I look back at the pictures from that time, I'm like, I really remember all of those things. So I think what I am always looking for is emotion and that connection. And like, that's why I love candid pictures even more. Like you can have a beautiful posed photo and those are fantastic. But for me, the pictures that stick with me the most are the ones that it was a moment that was happening and I was in the right place at the right time and I was able to grab that. Like you can just feel people's emotions sometimes. And especially during wedding days, there's so much going on. Like there's a lot of excitement, intense like emotion. And I really like witnessing that and trying to capture it in a beautiful way so that it can be a memory. I also like kind of think of it as being like a historian for the couple. Like I'm looking for details and the people that like matter to them. And like if I could get like kind of when they look through the gallery, I want them to be able to see like the whole day. I want them to be able to relive it. So like when I come in on a wedding day, I'm shooting the exterior of the building. I'm looking for like the way the weather looked. I'm trying to like pull all of the details of the day into the images and like connect them with the people so that when they look through, they can kind of be like, oh my gosh, that's exactly how it felt. I mean, this quote from Roald Dahl, I'll just preface it by saying like, it just speaks so deeply to me and kind of how I see the world, how I want other people to see the world too. Like, I think so often we get like really caught up in just, we're moving so quickly and we're dealing with practical things that we kind of push out like the wonder and the excitement and the joy that like a lot of times is so like essentially human, which becomes so business-like. And I feel like when you don't slow down and like really pay attention, you lose the ability to like appreciate what's around you. And so I love this quote from Roald Dahl. It says, "And above all, watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you, because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it."